Rise and grind, McAlester. Welcome to Harbor Mountain Coffee House at 224 South 3rd Street in McAlester. Come have a cup of joe with us and enjoy the show. You're tuned in to Coffee with the Coach, brought to you by Tanny Hill Furniture and Mattress, Reagan Auto, the PC Landing Zone, Bank First, and Patriot Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram of McAlester. Live on KNED, 1150 AM, 98.3 FM, as well as video streaming on YouTube. I'm your voice of the Buffaloes, Brandon Green, and tomorrow night it's homecoming. And your McAlester Buffaloes will do battle with the Edison Eagles. Let's be sure and gather as a community tomorrow night and celebrate the school, the senior class, and this city, and cheer on the Buffaloes. Now, with all that said, let's welcome the head coach of the McAlester Buffaloes, Forrest Mazey. How you doing, Coach?
Doing great, sitting where we need to be.
Speaking of doing great, I don't think it gets much better than a win like that last Friday night.
Right.
35-0 dominant win. Tell us about your analysis a week later.
Just like, everything we game plan wise, we executed for the most part. I think the kids did a great job of mentally staying focused, mentally being prepared, and going out and finishing the game in the second half after we built a nice substantial lead. So, good execution. Right where we need to be, 1-0 district with plus 15. Moving on to the next. Now it's a crazy business. I tell it to people all the time in this profession that it's when you're a good football team or you're getting better, it's really, really hard to enjoy it long term because you really can't enjoy it till it's done and over.
So before I ask the question on the game itself, this was a common theme when we spoke to you in the postgame show and also when we were speaking after that. You guys seemed incredibly well prepared. You mentioned that just a little bit ago and locked in. From your starters also to your scout team that prepared for this game, how proud were you to see that kind of attention to detail from the entire team?
I just think it's important what these kids expect from each other and themselves, and it's just making sure that you're on point and you're doing the best you can that day. Being locked in on that aspect and that play instead of just looking at the whole picture. I think that sometimes as kids and as adults in this profession, really any profession, you start looking at the long term, and you can't have long term without the short term. The short term being the play or that day. Because you're not guaranteed anything. You may get hurt. You may, meet your unfortunate timely end. You never know. So. These kids have done a great job really grounding themselves. This coaching staff's done a great job of grounding themselves and just really focusing on whatever the task is at hand that day. It may be a JV game. It may be practiced in a JV game. It may be so many more things that the kids have done a great job, the coaches have done a great job on. Thank you so much.
So this is the first time we spoke on this player before. He's had a solid start to his high school career. Freshman Jackson McKinney threw a touchdown pass to start the game, delivered what felt like a knockout punch with the pick six. What kind of player do you have in McKinney, and what do you think about his start to the season?
Getting better every week. I think he's doing a good job of making that transition as far as a high school football player compared to a junior high football player. I think he's got a great competitiveness to him, so I think that's a big part of why he's where he's at. Being a competitor is important. I think we lose that aspect in today's society because everybody tells us that there shouldn't be a winner and there shouldn't be a loser. Everybody should be feeling the same, and that's not the case. There's going to be a loser in things. And there's going to be hard. I think what's helped him is his family has raised him to understand that there's going to be hard and you're going to have to deal with it. And I think we try to shield our kids from that these days, as far as societal thinking is we try to shield them and keep them away from the hard, and that's inevitable. The hard's inevitable. It's going to come, and I think his family has done a good job of raising him that way.
So going back to talking about his pick six and then now speaking of interceptions, your secondary as a unit was a question mark coming into the season because of just the turnover from last year. But now you guys have 9 interceptions in 4 games. Did you expect this unit to be this good this fast?
I knew we'd be skilled. I thought we kind of upgraded skillfully. Skill-wise, I think we upgraded as far as our athletic ability. What we didn't upgrade we were worried about was the experience. And I think experience goes a long way. But every game you get a little more experience. What they've done a good job of is, like I said, resetting, refocusing every play. You may give up a 10-yard hitch or a 10-yard curl or a 15-yard post. Can you tackle them and play the next down? And they've done a good job as far as the whole unit, offensively and defensively and special teams wise.
And it seemed last Friday that the trench game, both sides of the ball, was just dominant. Can you speak on the big boys up front?
I think overall when you have when you win the line of scrimmage, you got a chance to win the ball game. Either side, you win both sides, you're dang sure going to win, and you're probably going to win in dominant fashion like we did.
So, Scout Team Player of the Week?
Santiago Monreal.
Is that 3 in a row now, I think, for him?
2 in a row.
2 in a row?
Yeah, and then I've got there's a different guy in mind right now this week. I've got 2 guys that have really done a good job. Scout Team. He had to be number 2 last week. I mean, obviously, they had 330 yards, and so we kind of knew where he was at all times. He did a good job emulating that and simulating that for us. But we kind of took a beating a little bit. So, and it showed because the kid only had 14 yards against us.
Right.
As far as the O lineman of the week, was it Tribby? Creed Tribby was the offensive lineman of the week, the highest graded of the week.
All right, with that, we'll sneak aside for our first time out. This is Coffee with the Coach inside of Harper Mountain Coffee House. We'll be back with player interviews after a quick word from our sponsors.
The Buffaloes are the pride of McAlester. When it comes to sports, they're the winning team. And when it comes to your money, Bank First is the all-star you need on your side. We're talking big plays with full-service banking, touchdowns with convenient online and mobile banking, and overtime support with extended hours and ATMs statewide. Bank First, your money's winning team. Proud supporter of the McAlester Buffaloes. Member FDIC.
Nothing's working!
Wait, we're not cavemen! We have technology!
Are you a business in need of technology help? The PC Landing Zone specializes in device repair, including phones, tablets, computers, as well as networking installations and troubleshooting, cloud backups, VoIP phone systems, structured cabling, and more. Give us a call at 918-820-4188 for your local one-stop shop for all your technology needs.
Looking for a trustworthy automotive shop? Come see our technicians at Reagan Auto. Our trusted technicians work hard to get your vehicle needs taken care of in a timely manner. Here at Reagan Auto, we provide oil changes, tires, alignments, along with transmissions and engines. Stop by and see us at Reagan Auto at 306 East Wyandotte in McAlester to get a quote, or simply call 918-715-3236. That's 918-715-3236.
Patriot Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram in McAlester is a proud supporter of our McAlester Buffaloes. As your hometown dealership, we're supporting and cheering on our Buffaloes every step of the way, on and off the field. Check out Patriot's unbeatable selection of new Dodge Jeep and Ram vehicles, all backed by our exclusive Patriot Pledge, a lifetime engine warranty. Lifetime engine warranty. Patriot Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram in McAlester, where community and commitment drive everything we do. Go Buffs!
Tanny Hill Furniture and Mattress, where you'll find furnishings for every room in your home. Tanny Hill Furniture and Mattress has been family owned and operated for more than 34 years. Our experience and hometown service will help you find the furniture you've always wanted at the best price possible. Best of luck to the McAlester Buffaloes. From all of us at Tanny Hill Furniture and Mattress, 5 South 5th Street, McAlester. Go Buffs! Have a great season.
For those on radio, there was your Buffalo Drive of the game in their 35-0 district opening win over the Coweta Tigers. Beginning with 8:30 left in the first quarter, it covered 91 yards on 8 plays in 4 minutes and 47 seconds, ended with a 1-yard touchdown run by senior Braden Bumpus that put the Buffs up 2 scores early. Welcome back to Coffee with the Coach from Harbor Mountain Coffee House on 3rd Street in McAlester. This year's show brought to you by Reagan Auto, the PC Landing Zone, Bank First, Patriot, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram of McAlester, and Tanny Hill Furniture and Mattress. We've got Buffalo seniors Drayton Pouncil and Landon Pingleton with us this morning. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Okay, so you guys know how this goes. We're going to start off with an icebreaker, not a hard one, though. What day do you think should be a holiday but isn't? I've got an easy one. The first one that came in my mind was the day after the Super Bowl.
Yeah. I feel like
everyone is at a Super Bowl party watching it. Usually goes late, like we had the overtime win by the Chiefs last year.
Yeah.
No one wants to go to work the next Monday.
No, because those games usually end pretty late.
You guys have any other holidays that you can think of, or non-holidays that you want to make into holidays?
I feel like after any significant, like the World Cup, the Super Bowl, and any type of the World Series, any type of significant sports event like that, I feel like should be a holiday for the day after.
I want to know why Saturday is the day for college football, but we have the national championship be played on a Monday. It needs to be on a Saturday. I don't know why we don't do that. It just seems like it's an easy fix there, so we need to make that happen. First football question for you guys. I mean, come on. How good did it feel to beat Coweta last Friday?
Really good.
Really good. Really good.
Really good.
So
that's a bigger rival than Ada.
I assume that's a common thing that I've gotten from a lot of you guys, is that especially over the last 4 years, for how tense it's been between those two teams, it's been a bigger rivalry for this senior class, it seems like. But, yeah, first win for y'all since that would have been your freshman year, right?
Yeah.
Freshman year, so it had to feel good there. This question is for Drayton. Man, when we see you play, everyone can see it's 100 miles per hour. I mean, just completely, especially when you're running the ball, too. I mean, you run so violently. When you get the play call from the sideline that it's going to you, kind of what goes through your head from that point to the time that you get the ball?
I got to go. Like, if I get the ball, I got to go.
See, I was thinking Marshawn Lynch run through a dude's face. But
yeah, it's like that.
It's pretty much like that.
Yeah.
Okay, Landon, you and your guys are paving the way for guys like Drayton to get some holes to run through. It's been said that if you don't hear about the O-line, that means that you guys did a really good job, but we're going to talk about you guys anyway right now. So has it helped you personally, maybe some other fellow offensive linemen, better prepare for the season with the prior varsity experience that you guys got last year? Because I know that a couple years ago in the state title run, graduated some seniors from that year, got a lot of experience last year. How has that better prepared you and a lot of your guys for your senior year?
I think it gave me and a couple of the other fresh starters just that experience on varsity, like Coach Mazey was talking about. With every game, you get more experienced, and I think you have a full year's worth of games. And just the level of understanding from a JV or freshman or junior high level to varsity, it's just such a big difference. And I think having a full season worth of those games to get the experience, it helped a lot.
So you guys have homecoming this week now. We have a fan question for Coach Mazey that's the same exact one, but we're going to ask it for you guys as well. What's your favorite part about homecoming week? I feel like just one of y'all are waiting for the other one to answer. So, here's Landon.
Dress-up days on the
or Drayton.
Dress-up days on the weekend for school.
The school spirit, everyone coming together and as a school.
So who's had the best dress-up costume or anything? Anyone?
Our football team with the jerseys on Jersey Day.
Okay.
I don't know. I feel like it was me on the 2000s.
Okay. What'd you do on the 2000s?
I wore a Cat Williams purple pimp suit with a cane.
And all 8 hours, 7 hours of school like that.
Yeah.
There we go. So we're expecting that for the Halloween costume now too, right?
I don't know. I think I'm looking for something else and special for Halloween. But if I can't find anything else, I think I'm gonna rock the pimp suit.
Thank you, Landon. Also, hey, let's do one more question before we have our final question here. Do this for any time we can get a pair of seniors together on the show together. Any advice that you give to future Buffaloes or maybe underclassmen?
make a legacy for yourself.
I think it's a good one.
Know what you're playing for.
Yeah. Don't get in your head.
Yeah.
Like, whenever you mess things up, go full speed the whole time when you mess it up.
Right.
And when he starts yelling at you, don't take it to heart.
I think that's great. Great answers there. So here's our last one. It's always a fun one. What coach would be the easiest to prank call, and what would you say to prank them?
Coach Keith.
Okay, then how would you prank call Coach Keith? Tell me, Drayton.
This LaShonda.
Oh, no.
I don't want to know. Coach Mazey said this is the IRS. Landon, who do you got?
I think honestly it'd be Coach Mazey, and I think I'd come off as a game warden.
Game warden.
A game warden.
That won't hold up in a court of law.
Touch me, I'll sue.
All right, guys. Thank you so much, and good luck tomorrow night against Edison. Those were Buffalo seniors Drayton Pouncil and Landon Pingleton. We'll speak on the Edison Eagles next with Coach Mazey. You're on 1150 AM and 98.3 FM KNED.
The Buffaloes are the pride of McAlester. When it comes to sports, they're the winning team. And when it comes to your money, Bank First is the all-star you need on your side. We're talking big plays with full-service banking, touchdowns with convenient online and mobile banking, and overtime support with extended hours and ATMs statewide. Bank First, your money's winning team. Proud supporter of the McAlester Buffaloes. Member FDIC.
Nothing's working!
Wait, we're not cavemen! We have technology!
Are you a business in need of technology help? The PC Landing Zone specializes in device repair, including phones, tablets, computers, as well as networking installations and troubleshooting, cloud backups, VoIP phone systems, structured cabling, and more. Give us a call at 918-820-4188 for your local one-stop shop for all your technology needs.
Looking for a trustworthy automotive shop? Come see our technicians at Reagan Auto. Our trusted technicians work hard to get your vehicle needs taken care of in a timely manner. Here at Reagan Auto, we provide oil changes, tires, alignments, along with transmissions and engines. Stop by and see us at Reagan Auto at 306 East Wyandotte in McAlester to get a quote, or simply call 918-715-3236. That's 918-715-3236.
Patriot Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram in McAlester is a proud supporter of our McAlester Buffaloes. As your hometown dealership, we're supporting and cheering on our Buffaloes every step of the way, on and off the field. Check out Patriot's unbeatable selection of new Dodge Jeep and Ram vehicles, all backed by our exclusive Patriot Pledge, a lifetime engine warranty. Lifetime engine warranty. Patriot Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram in McAlester, where community and commitment drive everything we do. Go Buffs!
Tanny Hill Furniture and Mattress, where you'll find furnishings for every room in your home. Tanny Hill Furniture and Mattress has been family owned and operated for more than 34 years. Our experience and hometown service will help you find the furniture you've always wanted at the best price possible. Best of luck to the McAlester Buffaloes. From all of us at Tanny Hill Furniture and Mattress, 5 South 5th Street, McAlester. Go Buffs! Have a great season.
Welcome back to Coffee with the Coach, brought to you by Tanny Hill Furniture and Mattress, Reagan Auto, Bank First, Patriot, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram, both McAlester, and the PC Landing Zone. I'm your voice of the Buffaloes, Brandon Green, at Harbor Mountain Coffee House on 3rd Street in McAlester, live alongside McAlester Buffalo head coach Forrest Mazey, and tomorrow night it's homecoming in the Heartland as the Buffaloes host the Edison Eagles. The Buffaloes lead the series 20-7 going back to 1964. The Buffs have won 8 of the last 11 and are looking for their 3rd win in a row against the Eagles. The last time these two teams faced off was in 2021 when the Buffs won 52-17. Coach Mazey, time for another Guess That Play.
Let's get it on.
All right, presented by Tanny Hill Furniture and Mattress. We go back to that game in 2021 in McAlester. Buffs lead the Eagles 14-0. A lot of scoring in this game. Buffaloes have the ball, 2nd down and 15 from the Edison 20. Ball is on the left hash, moving south. 2:46 left to go in the first quarter.
Which way are we going?
Towards the south, so away from the locker room.
We're on the left hash or right hash?
Left hash. 2nd and 15. If I'm going to help you out just a little bit more, just had a false start. Moved you back 5 yards.
I want to say it's the rollout pass, but I want to say Leighton, but I don't.
It's a memorable play. I didn't remember that this play came from this game, but it is a memorable play.
And it's on offense.
It's on offense.
What down was it?
2nd down and 15. Edison 20-yard line. Early in the game, 14-0.
Right hash, left hash?
Left hash.
Gosh dang it. I'm going to say I thought that was right hash. 20-yard line. I'm going to say a sprint out right. It's going to be the Leighton Bass in the back corner of the end zone.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah, but I think that's an earlier touchdown. That's what's unfortunate.
Okay,
I think that was the first one. But I got a feeling it's not.
Let's roll the clip. It's a handoff to Eric McCarty, but he gets stood up at the 13.
Oh, that's the one that we got pushed him all in, yeah.
And from the 13 with a big pile stays on his feet.
Yeah, that's the one where he was on his hand, and we ended up pushing him in.
Yep. That's the one. I could not remember that was the game that was from.
I didn't realize that either because I remember the pass to Leighton in the back corner of the right end zone, but I want to say that was the first touchdown of that game.
What was funny was I almost went with that until I looked at that play. I just was fast-forwarding to that clip.
And then I remember Dakota had a long run in that game.
74 yards.
70-something yards, yeah.
Almost picked that one, too, but I thought that would have been too easy.
Yeah.
That would have been too easy.
Yeah.
Also,
I didn't think about that play. I didn't realize that play was because it's not it's a memorable touchdown, but kind of not.
Right, exactly.
Because it was a scrum.
So if you can tell me the fun fact about this game as well, I mean, just a shot in the dark. There's a fun fact about this game as well, and if you can tell me what it is, I will give you this week's Guess That Play.
What's it entail, the fun fact?
It's a stat.
Ooh. Was it yardage?
Yes.
We probably broke some kind of record in yardage in that game.
It was the most yards of offense in your tenure with McAlester.
Yep.
It was 649. You had 219 passing, 430 rushing.
Wow. That's a lot of yards.
A lot of yards. And then to make it even crazier, Edison had over 300, so there was almost 1,000 yards of offense in that game.
They probably should have slowed it down a little bit.
Maybe.
Wow.
Coach, it's been a couple of years since Edison. By the way, Guess That Play presented by Tanny Hill Furniture and Mattress. Been a couple of years since Edison's been in 5A3. Coach Borgstad in his 4th year with the Eagles. So what's your analysis of the Eagles this year?
I think Coach Board does a good job. I think what they got hit, I think what any TPS is getting hit with, they'll have some really good players, and they lose a couple to the portal, if you will call it that. It's not really the portal; they just leave. But he's got some good kids. I just don't know. Like I said, it'll be an opponent that can strike at any time, that has a good defense, that has a pretty good offense. But you just don't know what you're going to get from play to play. One play they look like world beaters, the next play they look like TPS. They look like Tulsa Hell. So it's kind of a coin flip. I think he does a good job. Now one thing he's done a good job of is getting players out and keeping them out in comparison to other schools.
I was about to say, because I looked at this 2 years ago or 3 years ago, last time y'all played, 27 freshmen, and most of them are still on the team.
Yeah, and he's done a really good job of retention. I think that goes for him to be able to do that in TPS is impressive. Because he may have more kids out than Booker T. Booker T probably has a little more quality. So I got to give him credit. I think he's come from some credible programs with Sand Springs and Sapulpa as the head coach, and then went over there and became the head coach. So I think he's done a great job of keeping kids out. He's got some skill. He's got some linemen. Like I said, they can provide you some issues if you're not on top of your game. And he's a good coach. Obviously, he's been at some really good places. So we got to make sure we're on top of our game and we don't let this thing stick around. You can't let teams like this stick around because they had, a few years ago when we were really good, it was a deadlock ball game in the third quarter until we broke it open. So, you just can't let teams like that stick around. Speaking of, that team had 4 Division I D linemen on the.
Yeah, I was about to say that was
Eamon Oates is one of the best D tackles for O State right now, starters, and he was a heck of a player.
That's what worried me going into that game in 2020 was that you guys were facing just a brick wall when it came to their D line.
They were really good.
Speaking of some of their players from 2020, were some players to watch for the Eagles this year that stick out to you on film?
I think their safety. We didn't get a roster, but number 6. He's a good player. I think he's their cover guy. He's a really good athlete. He's got some picks on the year and flies around the football in coverage. I think I like their nose. Big old nose. 63 is a big old kid. Kind of stops at the middle if you don't get him double teamed to get him moved. And then offensively, I think they like to throw it. They try to run it a little bit, but they want to throw the RPO and things like that to their slot receivers. So I think their quarterback does a good job of dealing the ball to those kids and throws it well enough. So we're going to have to do a good job of stopping the RPO and really not leaving those gaps where they can get the ball out in two people. And then we're going to have to do a good job offensively of getting to the second level and making them tackle on the second level.
Again, that's tomorrow night, 7 p.m. in McAlester. Remember, it is homecoming, so we encourage you to show up early to the Hook. We're going to take a break, and coming up next, we'll have your fan questions. You're on KNED.
The Buffaloes are the pride of McAlester. When it comes to sports, they're the winning team. And when it comes to your money, Bank First is the all-star you need on your side. We're talking big plays with full-service banking, touchdowns with convenient online and mobile banking, and overtime support with extended hours and ATMs statewide. Bank First, your money's winning team. Proud supporter of the McAlester Buffaloes. Member FDIC.
Nothing's working!
Wait, we're not cavemen! We have technology!
Are you a business in need of technology help? The PC Landing Zone specializes in device repair, including phones, tablets, computers, as well as networking installations and troubleshooting, cloud backups, VoIP phone systems, structured cabling, and more. Give us a call at 918-820-4188 for your local one-stop shop for all your technology needs.
Looking for a trustworthy automotive shop? Come see our technicians at Reagan Auto. Our trusted technicians work hard to get your vehicle needs taken care of in a timely manner. Here at Reagan Auto, we provide oil changes, tires, alignments, along with transmissions and engines. Stop by and see us at Reagan Auto at 306 East Wyandotte in McAlester to get a quote, or simply call 918-715-3236. That's 918-715-3236.
Patriot Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram in McAlester is a proud supporter of our McAlester Buffaloes. As your hometown dealership, we're supporting and cheering on our Buffaloes every step of the way, on and off the field. Check out Patriot's unbeatable selection of new Dodge Jeep and Ram vehicles, all backed by our exclusive Patriot Pledge, a lifetime engine warranty. Lifetime engine warranty. Patriot Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram in McAlester, where community and commitment drive everything we do. Go Buffs!
Tanny Hill Furniture and Mattress, where you'll find furnishings for every room in your home. Tanny Hill Furniture and Mattress has been family owned and operated for more than 34 years. Our experience and hometown service will help you find the furniture you've always wanted at the best price possible. Best of luck to the McAlester Buffaloes. From all of us at Tanny Hill Furniture and Mattress, 5 South 5th Street, McAlester. Go Buffs! Have a great season.
Welcome back to Coffee with the Coach, brought to you by Tanny Hill Furniture and Mattress. Again, that's brought to you by Tanny Hill Furniture and Mattress. Bank First, Patriot, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram of McAlester, the PC Landing Zone, and Reagan Auto. Let's take a quick look at the broadcast schedule this week. Beginning with the one we've been talking about, as the McAlester Buffaloes have homecoming with the game against the Edison Eagles here on KNED, 1150 AM, 98.3 FM. On the KNED app as well. Kickoff at 7 p.m. with the pregame show set for 6:15. Radio only. Video streaming near kickoff at McAlsterRadio.com. We have 2 games on Saturday with the Sooners being on bye. We begin on Cool 96.7 FM when the Tulsa Golden Hurricane host undefeated Army at 11 a.m. with the pregame show beginning at 10. And at 3 p.m. on Rock 105.1, the Oklahoma State Cowboys look to bounce back against the West Virginia Mountaineers in Stillwater. Pregame set for 1. And now with all that said, we have head coach Forrest Mazey with our final segment this morning where we read off your fan questions. If you ever have one, DM us on Twitter at Buff Sports Radio or message us on Facebook at facebook.com/McAlester Radio. So we had 4 and then a question from the radio station. So we'll start off with this one from Mo. He asked on Twitter, would you rather fist fight a silverback gorilla or a grizzly bear, and which one of them would win in a fight against each other?
Oh, man, that's tough. I don't know. Maybe I'd rather fist fight probably the gorilla because I think he'd knock me out so fast that I wouldn't ever feel him ripping me apart.
Because you don't stand a chance either way.
Right, yeah, that's not happening either way. So probably the gorilla so I could get knocked out real fast. I think the grizzly bear probably tear you up a little bit, make you hurt a little more.
Yeah, it'd sting a little bit more.
And I think the gorilla would win in the fight because I think his being so nimble.
The endurance and to be able to
just being able to move around the way they move around. I think he could do some things.
Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Now we got to see it on TV. Tyler asks, favorite thing about homecoming? Just the same one that we asked the players a couple segments ago.
I just think seeing the school spirit. I think that's, if I was going to pick something, would be the school getting into it. And like I said, we've had a good start, so the school's starting to feel that pride. I think you have to be – it's hard to find that pride if you're not having success early in the school year, and I think it's important for the football team to set that tone.
I will say it was pretty cool to see this. Last year, rather, we went to the parade, and it was pretty easy to find parking. This time, not so easy to find parking. So pretty good turnout for at least the parade there.
Yeah, it was really good there at the end. Seeing so many people down in that pavilion area, I really shows how much the community and the kids are behind each other.
Ron sent me on Facebook, are you a cross-Canadian ragweed fan?
I listened to him back in the day. I just kind of I listen to whatever's on, and I'm not. I mean, from them to, I never really was a big Red Dirt fan.
Really?
That the first movement, I was kind of away from it, but I mean, I still listen to their music. Obviously, I've listened to everything from country to hip hop to you name it.
I call that a food court of music.
Yeah, food court of music. That's what I am. The flavor of whatever I'm feeling.
That's right. Yeah. You can go pick
but
whichever one.
I need all of it. If I couldn't just pick one genre, I need all of it.
Right. So, and by the way, if anyone didn't know, I think he asked that because Cross Canadian Ragweed back for the first time, 15 years, and going to be at Boone Pickens on April 12th.
That'll be sold out.
Oh, for sure.
Probably already is.
Turnpike is going to be there. You also have Great Divide. I think it was Jason Bolin and the Stragglers, and
I've seen him when he was first started. Still, when he was,
and
NSU at the Roxy's Roost.
Okay, and then Stony LaRue will be there as well. Brian asks on Twitter, what position would you want to play if you were a baseball player?
Played center field and shortstop.
Okay,
that's what I played. Loved pitching though, because you could dictate the pace of the game. You controlled every aspect as a pitcher if you were on. So that was my favorite.
I remember we were talking about superstitions a couple years ago, and you said you're going to step on the line.
I didn't believe in baseball. So I was one of the few baseball players, man, that didn't. I figured, especially when I was pitching, you made your own way.
Yeah.
You either blew up my arm or you got hit and you got out.
Okay, I got you. Yeah, and we have Major League Baseball beginning their postseason play. Some people already advanced to the DS.
Yeah, I saw the old champagne showers there on Twitter.
Yeah. What a story there for the Mets to even be where they're at right now after the doubleheader they had on Monday. And Nate here from the radio station asks, who on the coaching staff would win Homecoming King?
Man, I don't know. Harmon's pretty well liked. Coach Keith. Man, it depends. I don't know. Depends on the day. Depends on, on
the campaign.
Yeah, I'd like to see the campaign on that. Especially if there's money involved. I'd like to see that.
So what's Coach Harmon's slogan then for Homecoming King?
I'm not going to say it on the air. It's nothing bad, but it's more of a sound.
I
think everybody knows what I'm talking about.
Everyone knows. Coach, is there anything else you'd like to add before we wrap it up here?
No, just show up and support these young men. I think the more people you have in the stands, the better off they play. I'm just telling you, they always take a peek in the stands. They let me know, hey, there wasn't enough people here tonight, or you see the crowd, so they give it a peek. They know if you guys are there when we run out, and I think they love seeing a packed house.
All right, thank you, Coach, for your time, and good luck tomorrow night against Edison.
Thank you.
Hey, this has been Brandon Green with head coach of Forrest, Mazey. Thank you for tuning in, and until next week, same time, same place. Don't just have a great day. Have a Buffalo day, everybody.